Hi, Will. Congratulations on securing the qualification and your win. So, obviously, your team was on the mat in the first innings, kind of at least, by the time you walked in at number 7. Could you explain the thought process in the dugout as you saw the wickets falling? Another not so good performance from the openers and maybe Brook as well. So, what was brewing in the camp in the first strategic break and the drinks break while you were preparing to go out?
Well, the chat coming back from the guys who'd been in the middle is that it was a very good surface. We know normally here at Eden Gardens it's a batting favoured track, and obviously the outfield is incredibly quick. And I know from my IPL experience, you need high scores, and obviously we've seen the chases that can happen here. So going out, I knew I had to keep being positive and show that intent is what we've spoken about, and keep that up through the whole innings.
So, beyond the self motivation and so on, still it was not an easy position where you came in, irrespective of whatever information was being given by the things. So, how did you decide to lock in today to play this innings?
Same as every other game, I guess. I think the more time I've been spending batting at number 7, I'm getting more used to the options I have to take. Limiting my dot balls, being positive from ball 1, always looking for the boundary, and then adapting. I think one thing we can take from the Italians today is everyone who came out, they were on it from ball 1, and they were incredibly positive. And as a bowler, I felt like I had to be completely on the mark, or I was going to go out the ground. And I think that's something we can learn from them.
Thank you.
Go here, then we'll go to Simon and Mark. Go ahead,
yeah. Hi, Will. Yeah, obviously, you've spoken about this before, but just you haven't batted at number 7 before. Less than a year ago is when you started. So, and you said that you give yourself different options when you come in at number 7. But the way you described it, isn't that what you were doing anyway when you were coming in at 1, 2, 3? Also, just looking for boundary options anyway as a T20. So, what is it that has changed from top order batting versus number 7?
Well, of course, you're right. It's always about T20s looking for the boundary option straight away. It's obviously opening is something I've done for 7, 8 years. So having 2 fielders out, your options are you don't have to take as high a risks in a way to get your fours. That's one of my things. It's being confident enough and being happy and accepting the result if you take an early risk now, because I know I'm not going to have much time to get myself in as such. I've got to make those adjustments while I'm watching, see how the conditions are playing, and then try and take that straight away when I get out there. And it's just playing what the situation requires. Obviously, I had more time today, and I was able to make a good impact on the game. I think it's just adjusting to whatever the score is when I go out there.
I was just because of your natural style of play, was it easier to adjust to being a finisher rather than, there are some batters who like to give themselves time, but you were not that before also. So did that help?
Well, I think I have to remind myself not to go the other way. I think sometimes if I go in the 13th, 14th over, I tell myself I have time, and then I go away from my natural game. Whereas it's reminding myself that no matter where I'm batting, I still want to be positive early on, and then that's when I'm at my best, which is what I did today.
Simon, go ahead, please.
Were you surprised at all with the quality Italy showed? You've never played them before, but they were good in all areas, really.
No, to be honest. Wasn't surprised. We've seen throughout the tournament close games. We've obviously had incredibly close games, so no, wasn't surprised. They played how we expected them to play, and I think they were better than us in quite a lot of the game there. I think we can show a bit more intent with the bat. Harry mentioned that after the last game, and we've spoken about it in the dugout. It's such a high-scoring ground, and I think we can look to put their bowlers under more pressure, because they certainly did that to us.
It feels like there are recurring themes in England matches in this tournament. 3 wins now, but all of them are a bit ugly. I guess winning ugly is a good habit to be in.
Yeah, you're correct. You don't want to win all 4 of these games incredibly easy, not be put under any pressure, and then suddenly it all go to dust when it matters in the Super 8. So winning ugly, like you say, is important. Hopefully we've had enough practice of that now, and we don't have to do it again, because it is nerve-wracking out there. Yeah, but most importantly, the job's done at the first stage. We're on to the second stage now, and 3 more important games.
At what point in that match did you think that you'd won it?
Oh, not until Grant Stewart got out there with 8 balls to go. Every player who came out for them, they went for their shot straight away. Even the opener trying to hit you off for a 6-second ball. That signalled their intent, and we had to be, nervous throughout the whole innings. They kept coming. Even every time we got a wicket, they kept coming, and that's a great attitude to have. And on a ground like this, if you're going to swing the bat and try and be positive, that's when you get the edges and the skews, because it runs off so quickly behind square, and they did that very well.
And it's a team game, but you're allowed to be proud of your individual achievements. Mm-hmm. How sweet is it when England win a game and it was your innings that allowed them to do so.
Yeah, of course, very happy with that. I think to make a mark on the game is something haven't done enough of in my T20 career. I've played a lot of games now, and that was my first 50 today. It's been obviously down at number 7. The opportunities for that are limited, but I spent a lot of time opening at number 3, and there's been a lot of games and many tours where I've not been happy with my performance, and I've not been living up to my own expectations and not doing what I want for the team. So in 2 of these games to do match-winning contributions, I'm obviously proud of that, and hopefully it can continue.
We'll go Matt, and then the gentleman next to you go past the mic behind. And then we'll go to Anisha, David, and then Richard at the back.
Will, you obviously played really well today. The players above you didn't quite go on as you probably would like. Is there a feeling that maybe people aren't taking the responsibility at the top of the orders? Throughout the tournament, we've had a lot of 30s, 20s, without a couple of 50s in the first game, but without a really match-defining score.
Yeah, I think responsibility it's an interesting word because everyone's obviously trying to do the right thing. It's not. I think responsibility in T20 can be misunderstood. Sometimes the responsibility is to try and hit 30 off the over. So like I know Bance obviously got runs the other night, but when he took for 23 or something in the over, that's a game-changing over because he's understood the right time to make the play, and that's something I think we can do a little bit better. Like you say, guys are getting in and guys are getting out. That's part of the game. You're not always going to have that success. It's whether we can, when we have those small moments where we're on top, can we really push that?
Do you feel more confident you can win the tournament now or after the 3-0 in Sri Lanka?
It's a good question. Not really sure. Pretty similar, I'd say. Where obviously that was brilliant, and now to go back to Sri Lanka, I think we feel confident there. That experience is good for us. We've obviously done it the hard way. We've not made it easy, and we've won ugly, and all those sorts of things. But the most important thing is that we are into the Super 8s, and that's it. Yeah.
Fair to say that being pushed so hard hasn't dented your confidence then?
No, it does. It brings the group together, and I think it gives you confidence that you know you can win like that. Whether you expect to win like that or not, it doesn't matter. Winning like that can only be good for you. We've got a lot of stuff that we can get better at. I feel like coming into today, your own personal expectations and desires that you want to win easier than that. You don't want it to be that close and to feel those nerves. But going forward, hopefully that will help us. It's more experience, and you can never have enough of that.
Okay, one question going forward each. So the gentleman next to you, Matt, and then we'll go Anisha, David, Richard, and Dan to finish.
Hi, Will. This is Kaushik from sportspot.com. Often, regarding T20 World Cup, we often see that teams that peak at the right time goes on to win the tournament. Do you feel that England are picking at the right time, or you are very close to picking during this tournament?
Yeah, well, hopefully we've still got a few weeks to go, so we've still got a bit of time to peak. You're right. I think we see that not just in World Cups, in all franchise leagues around the world. There's almost no point using up all your good form at the beginning of the tournament. Yeah, the overriding feeling right now is of success because we did what we wanted to do today, and when we came to India a couple of weeks ago, so we're very happy with that. But we know we can be a lot better.
Thank you. Anisha, please.
Well, congrats on your maiden T20 I-50 and also the victory. Can you talk us through the innings of the other half-centurion from the night, Benjamin Manenti, when he was taking apart some of your best bowlers? What was going through your mind and the mood in the camp at the time? And of course, how would you rate that batting performance? He was striking close to 250.
Yeah, he played absolutely brilliantly. I think that you can obviously see he's incredibly fearless because he came hard from ball one, and yeah, he wasn't just chipping it over the boundary, he was sending it miles over and taking on Dawson, Rash, obviously incredibly skilled bowlers. He gave me tap. It felt like when I was bowling, any time I missed, it was going to go for 6, and that's obviously not a great place to be as a bowler. But you only get there by the performance of the guy down the other end. He played incredibly well, and very thankful that we got him out when we did.
David?
I will. Is it that much harder to play against associate sides who you don't play often against? There's a bit more limited footage, and you can only sort of glean so much from that footage. Will it be a bit of a relief to go back to playing against harder sides, maybe, but guys you're used to playing with, guys you know their strengths, their weaknesses a bit more?
Well, it definitely helps having played against guys before. As much footage as you watch, there's nothing makes up for facing them or bowling at them because you get that gut feel, obviously, that you don't get from a video. But that's not taking anything away from the game. It's still, just because we haven't played against them doesn't mean it should make it harder. That doesn't make sense. It's an incredibly talented team. They're in the World Cup for a reason, and they've pushed us all the way, and they played well in the rest of the games.
Richard?
Will, you mentioned earlier about getting to the crease and assessing conditions and what have you, and playing what was in front of you. When you got to the crease, what were you thinking of in terms of the score that you thought you could get the team to, and what were the conversations with you and Sam about rebuilding?
Well, I'd heard obviously from the Salty had said it was a very good pitch when he was out there, and that message was relayed back. You can just get a sense of the way the ball is being struck from the openers. So I knew it was a good surface. I'm not personally one who looks at a target score. Gets a bit confusing in my mind, and I like to keep it simple and focus on the one ball ahead of me. When I got out there, I just wanted to be busy, and if something was in my area, no matter if it's my second ball or 10th ball, just be positive and go after it. And that's what I've been working on in the nets, and so to do that in a game makes me proud. Yeah.
And the last one, Dan, is that right? A long way at the back there. Go ahead.
Right back here, Will. I forgot what I was going to say now. Sorry, that's all right. Let's go on.
All right. Okay, no worries. We're done. Thank you.
Thank you.